Oyama, Leoto Machita, Chuck Norris, Stephen Thompson. These aren't just martial artists. They're karate superstars who proved that traditional techniques could dominate in real combat. Today I'm breaking down every karate legend who changed the game forever, and trust me, their stories are absolutely insane. Oyama, the Bull Killer. Oyama was the most feared karate practitioner in history, and he earned his reputation by literally fighting bulls with his bare hands and killing them with single strikes. Oyama founded Kyokushin Karate, the most brutal and realistic style of karate ever created. His training methods were so extreme that they bordered on insanity, but they produced fighters who could break bones with their bare hands. The man would disappear into the mountains for months at a time, training alone in conditions that would kill most people. He'd punch trees until his knuckles bled, kick rocks until his shins were like steel, and condition his body until it became a weapon. Oyama's most famous feat was his bullfighting demonstrations. He'd face charging bulls and either kill them with a single strike or break off their horns with his bare hands. This wasn't showmanship, this was proof of his devastating power. What made Oyama so special was his understanding that karate had to work in real combat. While other styles focused on forms and tradition, Oyama created a system designed to destroy opponents in actual fights. His training philosophy was simple but brutal. If you can't use it in a real fight, it's useless. This led to the development of full contact sparring and conditioning methods that pushed the body to its limits. Oyama's students became legends in their own right, spreading Kyokushin Karate around the world and proving that his methods produced real fighters, not just martial artists. The psychological impact of Oyama's demonstrations were enormous. When people saw him kill bulls with his bare hands, they understood that karate could be a deadly art when practiced correctly. By the way, if you're enjoying these crazy martial arts stories, hit that subscribe button. I've got way more insane content like this coming. Thanks. Anyways, Oyama's legacy lives on today through Kyokushin Karate, which remains one of the most respected and feared martial arts in the world. By the way, if you're enjoying these crazy martial arts stories, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. I've got way more insane content like this coming. Now, moving on. Chuck Norris, the American champion. Chuck Norris became the face of American karate and proved that Western fighters could master traditional Eastern martial arts and dominate international competition. Norris started training in Tang-So-Do while stationed in South Korea with the Air Force, and he quickly became obsessed with perfecting his technique and conditioning his body for competition. What made Norris special was his incredible work ethic and competitive drive. He would train for hours every day, perfecting his kicks, punches, and combinations until they became automatic responses. Norris dominated the tournament circuit in the 1960s and 70s, winning 6 world middleweight karate championships and establishing himself as one of the greatest American martial artists of all time. His fighting style was based on lightning-fast kicks and precise timing. Norris could throw multiple kicks in rapid succession, often catching opponents off guard with combinations they'd never seen before. What made Norris truly legendary was his ability to adapt traditional karate techniques for modern competition. He took ancient fighting methods and refined them for tournament fighting. Norris's most famous victories came against top international competitors, proving that American karate practitioners could compete with anyone in the world when properly trained and conditioned. His transition to Hollywood made him a global icon, but his martial arts achievements were already legendary before he ever appeared in a movie. The Chuck Norris jokes exist because his real fighting ability was genuinely intimidating. The psychological effect of Norris's reputation was enormous. Opponents would often be beaten mentally before they even stepped into the ring with him because his record spoke for itself. Norris's training methods became the standard for American karate schools, and his emphasis on physical conditioning and mental toughness influenced generations of martial artists. His legacy extends beyond fighting. Norris proved that martial arts could be a path to success in multiple areas of life, from competition to entertainment to personal development. Leoto Machita, the Dragon. Leoto Machita revolutionized mixed martial arts by bringing traditional Shotokan karate into the octagon and proving that classical techniques could dominate modern fighters. Machita's style was based on perfect distance management, explosive counterattacks, and movement patterns that confused opponents who'd never faced traditional karate and MMA. What made Machita so effective was his ability to stay just out of range of his opponent's attacks, then explode forward with devastating counters when they overcommitted. His most famous technique was the front kick that knocked out Randy Couture, a strike so clean and powerful that it shocked the entire MMA world and proved karate's effectiveness. Machita's footwork was unlike anything MMA had seen before. He'd move in and out of range using traditional karate stances and timing that made him almost impossible to hit cleanly. What made Machita truly special was his ability to adapt traditional karate for modern MMA without losing the essence of what made the techniques effective in the first place. His championship run in the UFC proved that traditional martial arts could still be effective against the most well-rounded fighters in the world when applied correctly. The psychological effect of Machita's style was enormous. Opponents would become frustrated trying to hit someone who seemed to disappear and reappear at will. Machita's success opened the door for other traditional martial artists to enter MMA and showed there was still value in classical fighting systems. His legacy is that he proved karate wasn't just a relic of the past, it was a living, breathing fighting system that could evolve and adapt to modern combat sports. Stephen Thompson, Wonderboy. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson brought American kickboxing-style karate to the highest levels of MMA and proved that flashy techniques could be devastatingly effective against elite competition. Thompson's style was based on explosive movement, creative angles, and combinations that seemed to come from nowhere. His ability to throw multiple techniques in rapid succession made him one of the most dangerous strikers in MMA. What made Thompson so effective was his incredible flexibility and timing. He could throw head kicks from impossible angles and land them with pinpoint accuracy against world-class fighters. His most impressive performances came against elite welterweights who'd never faced someone with his unique combination of traditional karate and modern kickboxing techniques. Thompson's movement patterns were unlike anything MMA had seen before. He'd bounce in and out of range, throw combinations from unexpected angles, and disappear before opponents could even counter. What made Thompson truly special was his ability to make difficult techniques look effortless. His spinning kicks and jumping techniques appeared to flow naturally from his movement. His success in the UFC proved that traditional martial arts could still surprise and defeat modern MMA fighters when combined with proper conditioning and game planning. The psychological effect of Thompson's style was significant. Opponents never knew what was coming next because his arsenal of techniques was so vast and unpredictable. Thompson's approach showed that karate could evolve and incorporate elements from other martial arts while maintaining its core principles and effectiveness. His legacy is that he proved creativity and traditional techniques still had a place in modern combat sports when applied by someone with the skill and athleticism to execute them properly. Gein Faoshi, the father. Gein Faoshi brought karate from Okinawa to mainland Japan and became known as the father of modern karate, establishing the foundation for everything that came after. Funakoshi's approach was based on the principle that karate was not just about fighting, it was a way of life that developed character, discipline, and spiritual strength alongside physical technique. What made Funakoshi special was his ability to adapt Okinawan fighting techniques for Japanese culture while maintaining the effectiveness and principles that made karate a legitimate martial art. His demonstrations in Japan shocked audiences who'd never seen anything like karate before. His ability to break boards and perform seemingly impossible feats made him an instant sensation. Funakoshi's teaching methods emphasized perfect technique over raw power. He believed that proper form and understanding of principles were more important than physical strength. What made Funakoshi truly legendary was his role in establishing karate as a legitimate martial art, rather than just a collection of fighting techniques. He created the philosophical framework that still guides karate today. His students became the founders of major karate styles, spreading his teachings around the world and establishing karate as one of the most popular martial arts globally. The psychological impact of Funakoshi's work was enormous. He transformed karate from a secret fighting art into a respected discipline that could be practiced by anyone. Funakoshi's emphasis on character development and moral principles set karate apart from other martial arts and established it as a complete system for personal development. His legacy is that he created the foundation for modern karate and established the principles that continue to guide practitioners around the world today. Hiokazu Kanazawa, the technician. Hiokazu Kanazawa was considered the most technically perfect karate practitioner of his generation, with techniques so flawless that he became the standard by which all other karateka were measured. Kanazawa's style was based on absolute precision in every movement. His kata performances were so perfect that they looked like textbook demonstrations of how karate should be performed. What made Kanazawa so special was his incredible attention to detail. Every stance, every block, every strike was executed with mathematical precision and perfect timing. His competition record was legendary. He won the All Japan Karate Championship and became one of the most feared competitors in the world during karate's golden age. Kanazawa's fighting style combined perfect technique with devastating power. His ability to generate incredible force while maintaining perfect form made him nearly unbeatable in competition. What made Kanazawa truly exceptional was his ability to perform techniques that looked effortless, but were incredibly difficult to execute properly. His mastery of karate fundamentals was unmatched. His teaching methods emphasized the importance of basics and repetition. He believed that mastery came from perfecting simple techniques rather than learning complex combinations. The psychological effect of Kanazawa's perfect techniques was enormous. Opponents would often be intimidated by his flawless execution before the fight even began. Kanazawa's influence on modern karate cannot be overstated. His technical standards became the benchmark for excellence in karate around the world. His legacy is that he showed what karate could look like when practiced with absolute dedication to perfection and technical excellence. Tadashi Nakamura, the Destroyer. Tadashi Nakamura was known as one of the most devastating fighters in Kyokushin karate history, with knockout power that could end fights with single strikes. Nakamura's style was based on overwhelming aggression and incredible conditioning. His ability to absorb punishment while delivering devastating counterattacks made him nearly unstoppable. What made Nakamura special was his incredible pain tolerance and fighting spirit. He'd walk through his opponent's best shots and keep coming forward with relentless pressure. His most famous fights were legendary battles that showcased the brutal effectiveness of Kyokushin karate. His ability to break opponents' will through sheer toughness was unmatched. Nakamura's training methods were extreme even by Kyokushin standards. His conditioning routines pushed the human body to its absolute limits and beyond. What made Nakamura truly fearsome was his ability to end fights with single techniques. His punches and kicks carried knockout power that could drop opponents instantly. His influence on American karate was enormous when he moved to the United States and began teaching his brutal but effective methods to Western students. The psychological effect of Nakamura's reputation was significant. Opponents knew they were facing someone who'd never quit and end the fight at any moment. Nakamura's approach proved that karate could be devastatingly effective when practiced with complete commitment to conditioning and realistic training methods. His legacy is that he showed what karate looked like when stripped of everything except what worked in real combat situations. Kenji Yamaki, the innovator. Kenji Yamaki revolutionized karate competition by developing new techniques and training methods that gave his students significant advantages over traditional practitioners. Yamaki's approach was based on constant innovation and adaptation. He studied other martial arts and incorporated effective techniques into his karate system. What made Yamaki special was his analytical mind and willingness to challenge traditional methods. He questioned everything and kept only what proved effective in actual competition. His students dominated tournaments using techniques and strategies that other karate schools had never seen before. His innovations gave them significant competitive advantages. Yamaki's training methods emphasized practical application over traditional forms. His students spent more time sparring and less time practicing kata than traditional schools. What made Yamaki truly innovative was his understanding that karate needed to evolve to remain effective. He constantly refined his methods based on results in competition. His influence on modern karate competition was enormous. Many of the techniques and strategies used in tournaments today can be traced back to his innovations. The psychological effect of Yamaki's methods was significant. His students entered competitions with confidence because they knew their training was more realistic and effective. Yamaki's approach proved that tradition was valuable, but shouldn't prevent innovation and improvement when better methods were discovered. His legacy is that he showed karate could evolve and improve while maintaining its core principles and effectiveness. Benny Urquidez, the Jet. Benny the Jet Urquidez became the most successful American karate fighter in history, dominating both point fighting and full contact competition with his incredible speed and technique. Urquidez's style was based on lightning-fast combinations and perfect timing. His ability to throw multiple techniques in rapid succession earned him his nickname, the Jet. What made Urquidez special was his incredible versatility. He could adapt his fighting style to any rule set and dominate opponents regardless of the competition format. His record in full contact karate was legendary. He retired undefeated with a record that may never be matched. His ability to knock out opponents while avoiding damage was unmatched. Urquidez's training methods combined traditional karate with modern conditioning and strategy. His approach to preparation was scientific and thorough. What made Urquidez truly exceptional was his ability to perform under pressure. His biggest victories came in the most important fights against his toughest opponents. His influence on American martial arts was enormous. He proved that American fighters could compete with anyone in the world when properly trained and prepared. The psychological effect of Urquidez's reputation was significant. Opponents knew they were facing someone who'd never lost and might never lose. Urquidez's success opened doors for other American martial artists and helped establish the United States as a major force in international karate competition. His legacy is that he proved American karate could reach the highest levels of technical excellence and competitive success. Tobu Choki, the Brawler. Tobu Choki was known as the greatest street fighter in Okinawan history, and his practical approach to karate proved that real fighting ability was more important than perfect technique. Tobu's style was based on real-world experience rather than traditional training. His techniques were refined through countless street fights and actual combat situations. What made Motobu special was his understanding that karate had to work against resisting opponents who were trying to hurt you. His methods were tested in the most realistic conditions possible. His most famous victory came against a Western boxer in a challenge match that shocked the martial arts world. His ability to defeat a trained boxer proved karate's effectiveness. Motobu's training methods emphasized practical application over forms and tradition. He believed that fighting ability could only be developed through actual fighting experience. What made Motobu truly legendary was his willingness to test his skills against anyone. He never backed down from a challenge and proved his methods worked against all types of opponents. His influence on practical karate was enormous. His approach showed that traditional methods needed to be tested and refined through real combat experience. The psychological effect of Motobu's reputation was significant. His willingness to fight anyone, anywhere, anytime made him a feared and respected figure. Motobu's approach proved that karate's effectiveness depended more on the practitioner's fighting spirit and experience than on perfect adherence to traditional methods. His legacy is that he showed karate could be devastatingly effective when practiced with a focus on real-world application rather than just traditional forms. Sosai Oyama's legacy fighters. The fighters trained directly by Moz Oyama became legends in their own right, spreading Kyokushin karate around the world and proving that his methods produced real warriors. These fighters include legends like Tadashi Nakamura, Miyuki Miura, and Shigeru Oyama, each of whom became champions and established Kyokushin schools worldwide. What made these fighters special was their incredible conditioning and fighting spirit. They'd been forged in Oyama's brutal training methods and emerged as nearly indestructible warriors. Their competition records were legendary, with many becoming world champions and establishing Kyokushin as one of the most respected martial arts globally. These fighters' training methods were extreme even by martial arts standards. Their conditioning routines pushed the human body to its absolute limits and beyond. What made them truly exceptional was their ability to endure incredible punishment while continuing to fight. Their pain tolerance and mental toughness were legendary. Their influence on modern karate was enormous. They established schools around the world and trained the next generation of Kyokushin fighters. The psychological effect of their reputation was significant. Opponents knew they were facing fighters who'd been trained by the most feared martial artist in history. These fighters proved that Oyama's methods weren't just effective for one person. They could produce multiple world-class fighters when applied correctly. Their legacy is that they spread Kyokushin karate around the world and proved that Oyama's brutal but effective methods could create champions anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to be posting a lot more content like this. I'd greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe and ring that notification bell. Thanks for watching.